You're new to Freeside, right? I know in a place like this, that sounds like a shady question, but I can explain. First off, my name's Cook. The reason I was asking if you're new is because I'm looking to sign on with someone that isn't a local. I want to travel. Don't care where you're headed, so long as it ain't gonna be staying in one place for good, but you strike me the nomadic type. So, what do you say? Would you be willing to let a city boy with the blues tag along and get a change of scenery? Well, alright then. Let's take care of business, partner. What do you want to know? What, like my story? Ain't much to tell, honestly. My mom was part of a raider group, gave birth to me, and not long after, popped out my little sister. We was always on the move when I was growing up, either running from NCR soldiers or some other authoritative figures. Eventually, when my ma passed, I took my little sister and we left that raider troop behind. Never once looked back since. Ended up coming to Freeside, was about 9 years old, maybe 10. Had to fight to keep what was mine, but I was used to scrapping. A few years later, I ended up joining up with the Kings. They took me in and it really gave me a chance for some steady caps to get a proper place. Shoot, not literally. That's a long and complicated story. I'd rather not relive that part of my life. Maybe. Maybe you're right. It might stop from eating at me when I lay awake at night. When we finally moved to Freeside, I took care of my little sister. Her name was Rhea. One of the most adorable kids you'd ever meet. Rhea had the most optimistic disposition of anyone you'd ever meet in this world. Even as she grew up, I watched her become a happy young woman. Couldn't have asked for a better sister, but you must be wondering where it went wrong, right? One night, I had to run some errands for the king. It wasn't uncommon for her to be on her own at this point. She was old enough. I didn't think much of it, you know, until I got back to our place and she was nowhere to be found. I knew something wasn't right immediately. Ran around asking if anyone had seen her. Finally, after I beat some chem fiend's teeth in, he admitted that she was taken. Found her in some alleyway higher than the Lucky 38. I fucked up on some bootleg medics that some son of a bitch stuck her with. The bastard gave her such a large dose that she became dependent on another dose. She got addicted, and I tried to wean her off slowly. Day by day, she wanted more. She'd sneak behind my back, and I'd have to find her, bring her back. Eventually, she didn't come back. I knew what that meant. I tried looking for her, even if it was just her body, you know. But this time, I got no answers. I just wish I knew where the son of a bitch who hooked her on those cams to begin with is located. I'd make my knife blush with his entrails. Sure, I'll try to answer them if I can. Truth be told, you don't ever really leave the Kings. Though maybe it's the other way around. But truthfully, they were a lot of help for me, especially growing up. They saved my life in more ways than one. I owe a lot to the King. Though I was never a Freeside native, they took me in, which probably makes you wonder why I'd ever leave if the Gittins are so good. I just want a venture. Most people want to settle the rest of their lives. There's a whole world out there to be explored, though, you know? Sure, I'll try to answer them if I can. What, Priscilla? You like her? After a big job I did for the king, he rewarded me with her. It was found when they first turned the school over. It was just sitting in this display case. Had a plaque underneath, but most of it was too scratched up to read, except one word. Priscilla. Figured it was odd for a school to have a gun inside a display case, but then again, who knows what strange things they did back then. Sure do. I'm a crack shot with a hunting rifle and a handgun, if you want me at my best, but I'm sure there will be times we need to be stealthy. So for those times, I got my brass knuckles. Not much good with a bat or blade, but I've handled my fair share of scraps growing up. I can also fix up just about any shooting iron you got, or other gear. I wouldn't need caps so I can buy parts when we stop at a trader. I also ain't called cook for nothing. Kings had me as their personal chef while I was running with them. Just need the ingredients. Take it easy.